rates of anxiety and depression.
Stress in the workplace.
Are you feeling burned out at work?
Office distraction.
Political uncertainty.
Man, how do I navigate all this noise, these distractions, and this uncertainty?
We are very, very rarely in this moment. Usually, our minds are in the future, in worry or anxiety or fear, or they're in the past with regret or guilt or shame. And the present moment is the only time that you actually have to influence your future. The best thing that you can do for your future self is to be in this moment right now. When we place all of our attention and all of our energy in the present moment, we can show up with tremendous presence. And in that presence is where we find the magic of human connection. It was a cold, rainy spring day in Seattle. I was trapped inside my hotel room, sweating through my sheets, chronically nauseous, and having these crazy out-of-body experiences. I had my little mini golden doodle dog curled up next to me in bed, experiencing symptoms that were way worse than the flu. And at one point, I was on the bathroom floor, going from throwing up to passing back out on the floor, looking just like an addict that you would see in a movie. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. But finally, by the end of the weekend, I realized that I was going through withdrawal just like that addict. But I wasn't going through withdrawal from heroin or oxy or alcohol. What I was actually going through withdrawal from was a drug that was given to me, a medication that was given to me 15 years ago to help me battle depression. Because before I moved out to Los Angeles, I used to live in Wisconsin. And I used to get super, super depressed in the winters. I'm talking not getting out of bed till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon type of depression. So when I moved out to Los Angeles, it was the middle of the winter, it was sunny out, I was feeling great, and I decided to get off this medication. Getting off of the medication I was on was like getting off of heroin. It was insane. I was in these states of what I describe as chronic emotional instability. I would go from laughing to crying, to anxiety, to depression, all within a couple hours. At the slightest sign of stress, I would feel the fear as if I was in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the night, surrounded by a pack of hungry wolves with nothing to defend myself. And the rage that you would feel if you saw a loved one murdered in front of you in cold blood. At the slightest sign of stress, those two emotions would just go rushing through my body. So I knew if I was gonna get off this medication, I needed something to help me win this battleground that had been created in my mind. Because that's what it felt like every single day, that I was going to war in my mind. I picked up a meditation practice that I committed to on a daily basis, and it completely changed the course of my entire life. That's why I'm standing on this stage right now. Meditation to your mind is like exercise to your body. When an athlete lifts, there's physical evidence of change. You lift, your muscles grow, they elongate, and they grow back stronger. When you practice meditation, there are areas of your brain that change as well. There's an area called your amygdala, which is responsible for your fight, flight, or freeze response. That area actually shrinks, making you less reactive to stress. There's an area in your front called the neocortex, which is responsible for your executive function, your focus, and your creativity. That area actually grows. We cannot transfer to others what we do not feel ourselves. You step into that, you just stepped into that moment. How does it make you feel to give that to somebody else? To give them the certainty, to give them the power, to give them the courage. So when you leave here, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Am I being the boss that I would have wanted to work for? Am I being the parent that I wanted as a kid? And am I being the leader that 10 years from now, the people that I work with, people that I volunteer with, people that you're just living life with, are going to come back and tell you stories about how you impacted their life because they knew without an ounce of doubt that you love them.